Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, I hadn't intended to come out and fly today, but as you can see behind me, it's a blue sky day. Again, it's really cold. We're just a couple days away from Christmas, and my car said it's like 28 degrees outside. I just looked at UAV forecast. It says it's 35 degrees. I'm just telling you, it's cold, and I do have my gloves on, but it's a blue sky day. So you know what? When it's a blue sky day, what do? We fly drones. And I had a battery charged on my Hubsan Zino 2 Plus. So of course, we're gonna get that sucker out and fly it, right? So that's what we're gonna do. I haven't had the opportunity yet to fly this guy and check out any of the intelligent flight modes. So we're going to try the tracking, we're going to try some of the intelligent flight modes and just see what it'll do. I'm out at Heroes Park, the park that I fly in quite often because we got a big area here to fly in, so we're going to do that. The other reason that I wanted to fly today was also because it's a blue sky day and we've got the winter sun pretty low in the sky. We can again take another look at the camera on this guy and see how it deals with the sun and with the lens flare issue that we saw on the original Zino 2. What I saw the other day, this one seems to be a lot better, but today will for sure be a test because we've got a bright sun up there. So let's quit messing around and let's get this baby in the sky and let's just have some fun today, right? It's just a good excuse to fly. All right, give me just a sec. Yeah, let's get this bird in the air. Okay, one thing that I want to point out to you real quick is that I am using an aftermarket OTG cable. The cables that Hubsan provides I've found to be unreliable, and in fact when I was flying the other day had an issue with the factory cable, lost FPV, so I'm using an aftermarket one here, and I would recommend that if you buy really any Hubsan drone that you buy an aftermarket, a good quality aftermarket OTG cable. So first off, let's look at our status list, go through our safety checklist. Looks like we are, yeah, everything's normal. Compass calibration normal, horizontal normal, and gimbal is normal. And then battery voltage looks good, power's 100%. SD card remaining capacity, that's kind of interesting, isn't it? It says 0, so we'll have to go in and check that out. So let's go into the camera menu. I'm going to switch it over to video and click on that camera menu, click on the gear icon, and we are going to ask it to format the SD card. And it says SD card formatting failed. Okay, let me take a look. We'll try that one more time here. Format SD card, format failed. Let me take a look at the card, make sure it's completely inserted. Okay, so the card is in there and it's fully inserted. I didn't want to pull it out because the drone is on, but I'm going to go ahead and let's see if it'll start recording here. SD card capacity is not enough. Okay, so I'm going to shut off the drone, take the SD card out, put it back in, and let's see what it says. Okay, this is the card I used the other day in the drone. It is a SanDisk Extreme 32 gigabyte card. So we'll pull it out, we'll stick it back in, and we'll fire the drone back up and we'll see what happens. I mean, other than that, I guess I have some more cards in my car, so I could go get that if I needed to, but let's try this first. Okay, let's see if we can get reconnected here. Okay, so we're back and we've got FPV again, so I'm going to go, we're in photo mode, but I'm going to go in and click on the little gear icon again, format SD card, format, Yeah, formatting failed. So for some reason, it doesn't like this card, which is it's the exact same card that I used the other day when I was flying with it. So that's really strange. I'm gonna go back to my car. Hopefully I can just leave this stuff sitting here, and I'm gonna grab another SD card, and we'll try this again. But this kind of stuff can sure be frustrating when you're out trying to fly your drone. So in any case, give me just a second and I'll be back. Okay, I can tell you trying to do this while you're switching SD cards while your fingers are freezing off is not a lot of fun, but we got it done. So we have the SanDisk 64 gigabyte Extreme Pro, and the drone is reporting ready to fly. But let's go back in. Well, first let's look at our status list and see what it says. Hey, so it actually is recognizing the card, so that's encouraging. It says 59.45 gigabytes remaining, so on a 64 gig card. So let's go in and see if we can format that baby. It's always good to format your card within the drone, and that way it's formatted however the drone wants to see it. So it successfully formatted, and it's checking the speed of the card. And this is where the SanDisk Extreme Pro failed last time I tried it. It said the card wasn't fast enough. And it's by far the fastest card I own. So if that's not fast enough, yeah, it says the speed is too low. So I don't even know what to say. It works in all of my DJI drones that have a higher bit rate, etc. So I don't even know what to say. So it may not even let me record here. Let's try that. We're going to switch to record. I think I tried this and it wouldn't let me to record. So let's try it now. I'm going to hit record. Yeah, and it won't even record. So that card is not going to work. And let me tell you what, that is a very high speed card. So in fact, it works in my GoPro, it works in my Osmo Action, but the Hubsan Zino 2 Plus, I guess it's just not fast enough for. So I'm going to pull that card out, and I'm going to put in the SanDisk card, or excuse me, the Samsung Evo card, which is another U3 card, and let's see if it likes that one. So this is the Samsung Evo 64 gigabyte, and it is another U3 rated card, so we'll give that a shot. And okay, we have FPV again now, so let's go ahead and take a look and see. Yeah, it recognizes the capacity of the card. And so let's, again, let's go into that photo menu. Format SD card. Formatting success, and it's checking the speed. So let's see if this one will pass that critical Hubsan speed test. And I've noticed that on all Hubsan drones, well, this passed. So I guess we're good with that Samsung card. So let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. So we're switching to to video mode. Excuse me, it kind of threw me there. I'm going to look at our safety menu again real quick here. And yeah, we're good on all the calibrations, so that's all we need to know there. Let's go ahead and start recording. So I'll likely leave that Samsung card in there. I don't know, maybe the other two cards were both SanDisk. Like I said, the 32 gigabyte Extreme that I had in there, I used it the other day without issue. But yeah, and then here we just, I don't know what happened here. It quit recording and went back into photo mode. So okay, let's try that again. go into video mode and let's start recording. So it was odd, we lost FPV there for a second, and then when it came back on, it was in regular mode. Yeah, and it showed disconnected there for a second. Gosh. Okay. Yeah, on the display here, for just a brief second, it said disconnected, and I don't know why that would be, but in any case, let's take off while we can. So, okay, I'm going to hit takeoff right here on the app. And let's take a look. And yeah, it's telling me to long press on the map to set an alternate point, but we're not going to do that. So, fairly stable takeoff, although like I said, we don't have really much wind. It's moving around a little bit, but not bad. Let's yaw it around here. And we are in normal mode. I think that yaw is about right. I like a fairly slow, even yaw like that. So let's bring this baby in. And let's see if we can get it just a little closer. Drop a little altitude. Okay, we're going to bank it back and forth here so you can see that gimbal in action. And the drone's moving around a little bit, but not too bad. It was kind of backing off there a little. But, okay, so our first order of business is, let's turn this baby towards the sun. And there's the sun right up in the sky there. And I have to tell you, I am very pleased. I can even tell on FPV here, and I'm raising in altitude so you can see it. This is a vast improvement over what we saw with the original Zino 2. The original Zino 2, the lens flare would have been bad enough that it would have completely obscured the screen. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our usual droney here. So I'm gonna do that though with the I'm not going to make the drone do that with its back to the camera to the sun. So we'll move it forward here, and we will turn it around the other direction. And I am looking directly up in the sky here to try and see the drone. Let me tell you. It is not easy. And I'm going to bring the altitude down here. You're seeing me be a little bit tentative because I'm staring right into the sun practically here. Okay, so I am looking. We've got a car going by. I'm going to wait till they move out of the way. Well, no, we should be all right. I think I can aim as such here. Sorry guys, this is taking me longer than it normally does for this little droney, but you know, I didn't want to do it with the lens of the camera into the sun, so we're kind of turning a different direction than we usually do. So reverse and up now. Drop that gimbal down for the rule of thirds there. And we're going to stop right there because we're out in the middle of the parking lot, and what I don't want to do is go over the houses, the housing development that's behind us there. So let's pitch it forward. In fact, you know what? This is a good opportunity. I'm going to put it in sport mode, And we are in sport mode now. We're going to aim for the corner of the park over here, this opposite corner. And we're going to go full tilt forward, and there's not much wind today, so this is a good chance to test out the speed of this guy. So full tilt forward, full stick. And yeah, 14, 15. And boy, that drone is hauling the mail. About 17 meters per second, I think, a little over 17 meters per second we got up to there. So that is roughly, gosh, that's got to be about 40 miles an hour or so, or close to it. So yeah, let's take a look here. This is, you guys have seen this view before. And like I said, it's a nice clear day today, so it's a good time to check this out. You can see the Boise front in the background there, at the very top there, that where the snow is at, Bogus Basin Ski Resort. Off to the left-hand side there, that kind of building with a dome on it, that is an LDS temple. And yeah, then just, you know, a lot of houses here. It wasn't long ago, this was farmers' fields, but now it's houses. Okay, we're going to yaw around to our left. And again, you know, we've flown out here at Heroes Park quite a bit, so you guys are familiar with a lot of this, but I like showing you the same views so that you can compare the video quality on the various drones that we test out here. Because you've seen it before, you kind of know what looks good and what doesn't. And I can tell you, the FPV view on this drone looks really good. And that is the new Costco. Again, those of you that are used to my channel, it wasn't too long ago that was an empty field that I used to take the drones out there and fly them over, but not anymore. There's a big Costco over there that they built. It just seemed like it practically went up overnight, but that's the way these things work. And all these houses behind this LDS church here, they weren't there. You know, a year ago, those houses weren't there. So, yeah, let's do another while we're in video mode here. And you know what? I need to check. I'm going to stop recording for just a second. I did not check to see our frame rate. No, we were in 1080p there. Doggone it. Okay, I wish it would hold. This drone will not hold your video settings, so you have to go in and reset it every time. So 4K, 30 frames per second. So I apologize about that. That's where we want that frame rate now. We're going to start recording again. And gosh darn it, that makes me mad. So we are looking into the sun here. Keep that in mind. And we'll do another run across the park here. And I'm going to turn around and face that opposite corner again. And this will give us a chance. We'll look at the same thing again. So I apologize about not having those settings right, but you know what? You'll be able to see the difference between 1080p 60 and 4K 30. And again, about 17 and a half. Oh, there we hit 18. Nice. Okay, I let off the throttle there. Didn't want to go over the street, but yeah, 18 meters per second. So that's over 40 miles an hour. So that's a powerful drone. That's moving right along. And we'll take another look at the Costco like we did real quick here before, so you can see that in 4K 30. I apologize. I should have looked at those settings. I was messing around with that SD card and it kind of threw me off my game. So here we are. And there's that Costco. So I'm going to back the drone off here, and we're going to try some tracking. Well, I overshot myself is what I did. Yeah, in sport mode. So I'm going to go back into normal mode. That was a mistake. I should be in, that's in cinema mode there, or movie mode. So let's go back into normal mode and let's bring this baby down. Okay. I pick up the gimbal just a tad. And with this guy, we click on that X up in the corner. I don't know if that's supposed to be a drone or an X or what it is, but we're going to go into follow mode here. Maybe. My cold fingers aren't working on the touch screen there. And so there's two ways to follow yourself with this particular drone. There is follow me. If you click on that first one with the picture of a satellite, it's purely GPS. But active track is the one you want, because that will track you as a point of interest, and it works really well. At least I've not tried it on this one, but it does on all the other Hubsan drones. So the aircraft is too low, wants us to be higher. I think 5 meters high is what it likes you to be, so we'll try that over again. Sorry about that. Understood. And we're going to click go. And it looks like it's acquired me. So let's see. Holding the camera up here to the GoPro to see if I can get some pictures of it too. And it's doing just fine. So I'm going to also see if we can, and of course we're looking at the sun, but yeah, we're pushing the drone backwards. So again, I have to tell you, that's one thing that Hubsan has always done well, is their tracking on their drones. It just works good. So let me get the camera back on the tripod here. And let's see if we can, if it will just orbit around me. So I'm gonna bank the drone. And no, it'll just move right past me till it loses. Well, I wonder. So let's try this. Let's put it in F mode, or movie mode. Film mode, they call it. Okay. And the drone will be a lot slower then. And let's see if it gives it time to react faster. And it does. Well, maybe. Yeah, so as soon as I let go of the stick, it catches up again. Yeah, so it's okay, so I need to click. I just saw that it was saying go on there. So I click go. So I was out of active track, so that was my bad. So let's try that again. And there again, the drone is looking into the sun. You see a little bit of lens flare, but I don't think that's any worse than you otherwise would. So the drone will eventually catch up. So my hope was that you could move the drone around and circle yourself in active track, but that doesn't really seem to be the case. So okay, the point of it is the drone will follow you just fine. So let's bring it back around, or bring it in a little bit. Let's stop active track and let's try something else here. We got some other modes to try. And I was wondering why the drone wasn't moving very fast, and I forgot that I was in film mode. So let's go back into normal mode. And we're greater than 5 meters high. Let's go into, well, let's do orbit. And there's a couple things I want to show you in orbit here, because this is also something where Hubsan just got it right. So you can use the transmitter as the point of interest, and that's what we're going to do first. And execute immediately. and you can set the speed. So I move the speed up, and we're going clockwise. And let me hide this on the FPV screen. And the drone is going to do a perfect circle around the transmitter, which if you're at a point of interest, well, that's pretty darn handy. You can just set yourself up in the middle of the point of interest and you're good to go. But it also, you can select a point of interest too. So let's stop. Maybe. Trying to hit stop. Boy, my fingers must be too cold for this touch screen. Oh, this is hilarious. So I finally had to, I don't know why the stop button wouldn't work on the screen, but I couldn't get that to work. I finally had to click on the orbit icon itself, and that seemed to work. So, yeah, I don't know what that's about. We'll try that again when we get into the other modes. So we're going to do orbit mode. And this time we're going to use the aircraft's current location as the point of interest. So what we're going to do is then we need to set the radius. And so what we want to do, I'm going to stop that, guys. Sorry. I'm going to move it over the top of us first here. So the aircraft is roughly over the top of us, and so that's the aircraft's current location. And then I'm going to back it off, and you have to back it off more than 5 meters. And so we did that. Execute immediately. Maybe. And we're going to go the other way this time, counterclockwise. And the drone is taken off. And it's saved its center point. So what's cool about that is if you want to do an orbit around a remote location, you know, a building or something like that, you fly over the top of it, set that, back off, and the drone will do a perfect orbit around it. And that's another one that that Hubsan has really done well with. Okay, so I'm going to try that stop button again, and let's see if it works this time. Yeah, for whatever reason, that's not working. So I have to click on the little icon, the little rotation icon, and I can click exit, and that'll stop it. So I don't know what's going on with that button up in the top left corner, but it just wasn't working to stop the drone. So let's bring it back over the top of us again here. And I know we got some stuff. Whoops. Yeah, I can't go into creative video. I need to stop recording first, so we're going to do that. And we're going to go into creative video. Again, I'm trying to bring the drone right over the top of me here. Pretty close. And so, heck, we got some good ones here. Let's try a comet. Oh yeah, so it needs me to select a point of interest. So I'm going to back it off here so I can select myself, drop a little altitude, and let's try this. And I guess it got me here. Let's go counterclockwise. Well, no, it didn't like that, so let's do that again. And we better hurry. Now let's click go. Maybe. Yeah, so it started here, and it started recording. And what this will do is it just does kind of an oblong around us. It'll rise in altitude. and then it'll go back to its spot where it'll lower. Yeah, lost us there for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why. It says it's searching. Yeah, well, it ended there because it lost us. So I don't know. I've had better luck with that before. So let's bring it in a little closer. The other thing you got to remember that can confuse these things in these kind of conditions is, like I said, that sun is really low in the sky. So let's try this one more time. No, I'm sorry, I need to go in, need to go back into creative video. And let's try Comet again. The aircraft is too low, you got to be 5 meters high. Okay, try that again. Creative video, Comet. Yeah, let's cancel return. We got plenty of battery. So it's starting its Comet now, and hopefully we'll have a little better luck this time. Yeah, it's doing better. And it's getting us in that oblong where it raises in altitude, and then it'll come back down. We're down to 24% battery, so the drone is going to want to come home here pretty quick. That's why it's giving us that beep there. Okay, so I think what we should do is, again, do another droney, and there is nobody off in the corner of the park here where the sun is. I didn't get to try everything that I wanted to try today, but we got to try quite a bit of stuff. So I apologize about those issues with the SD card. I can't figure that one out, but let's do another reversing up, and then we'll try a return to home and a precision landing. And let's just let it hit us and return to home. Okay, I'm off the sticks, and it's going to return to home by itself at 20%. It went into that automatic RTH. And I'm going to see if I can stop that beep by holding down the function button. It's rising. Well, it quit beeping, so it kind of did that. Well, and there we got another beep, so let's start recording. I forgot to start recording again. Let me drop the gimbal down, and as it comes down, I'll stop recording, because this drone uses its main camera to hit that landing pad. So let's, it's starting to descend, so let's stop recording now. We're down to about 17% battery. Come on, little Zino, you can do it. We'll get out of the way here so you can see it on camera. It's a ways off. Oh no, look at there. There it's adjusting. It found it. Look at that. Yeah, look at that. We might get it. It sees it. It clearly sees it. It just depends on if that Hubsan software can keep the drone steady enough to hit that landing pad. Yeah, well, it's going to be close. Well, we got, as you can see there, we got one leg on the pad, so I'll take that. That's pretty darn close. Okay, let me get everything shut down here, and we'll do a quick conclusion. Okay, I'm looking at the flight log here, and clearly we were all over the park, but let me push this clear to the end and look at our duration. So we had 25 minutes of flight time, which, and I think we landed with, what, about 15% battery, something like that, 14% it says. So yeah, that's pretty darn good. I'll take that any day of the week. 25 minutes, honestly, is about as long as I want to keep a drone in the air for the most part. So anyway, that's quite a flight path we took all over the place in the park here. But anyway, let me finish shutting everything down. Okay guys, I put my gloves on because my fingers are cold after that flight. So the Hubsan Zino 2 Plus. So we had a little bit of a rough start there with getting an SD card to work in the drone, which I just am not sure what that's all about. But we did finally get a Samsung Evo card, which specs-wise is actually a slower card than the SanDisk Extreme Pro that I tried using in it. So I don't know why that doesn't work. And the 32 gigabyte SanDisk Extreme that I'd used in it the other day, all of a sudden would not even format. So I'm not sure what that's about. But we did get the Samsung Evo to work. So then we were able to take off, and everything was fine after that. We had good FPV. Drone flew great. It was fun trying it out here in the park, and I can tell you what I'm really gratified about is the improvement in the lens on this camera. The lens flare just isn't nearly as egregious as it was previously. Now every camera, you can buy a camera with a $10,000 lens, and you point it at the sun, you're going to get a little bit of lens flare. And so lens flare is always something that you're going to get in those kind of situations, but it can be better or worse depending on the quality of the lens, and it's pretty clear that they've improved that with the Zino 2 Plus, so that's a good thing. So we tried some of the intelligent flight modes, the different kinds of orbits, etc. So the one Comet that we tried, the first time it kind of lost me, but honestly, that's understandable. When you have these kind of lighting conditions that we have now with the sun really low in the sky, it can confuse things on that point of interest. So then we did it the second time and it executed it perfectly. So gosh, that's about it. And then the precision landing, I think it hit it good enough, right? It had a leg on the landing pad, so I was okay with that as well. Man, I'm having fun with this guy. It is a fast, powerful drone and damn good video quality. So I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out. And if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. But most of all, I really appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. And of course, we'll see you on the next one. The Hubsan Zino 2 Plus. All right, nice sunny day today. Get out and fly, guys. See ya.